Yo, 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 1, 2, 3, and the place to be. It's your player partners from the bottom of the map.
From the bottom of the map.
It's your dog Isreal.
I Hayes in the place to be.
And we about to jump right into this beatdown that Miami took this Saturday against North Carolina. The score says 41-31. So to the passerby, it looked like it might be a close game. 10-point loss. Don't look that bad. Now that was a beatdown. That was a good old fashioned beatdown. We knew it was coming. We knew it was going to happen. We had hopes that the team was going to turn it around and they was going to fight through the adversity and come up with a big win on the road, put ourselves back at the top of the ACC, give ourselves a chance in the ACC, especially now since the ACC doesn't have divisions. So it's just the top two teams. So if we can start knocking down some of the top heavier, end of the ACC, give ourselves a chance. But it's the same old you, the same old you, same old thing we keep talking about. And at this point, I think the fans are kind of over it. But we got 10 more years of this. So 10 more years of this foolishness, this nonsense, the same things we're going to keep addressing over and over and over again. And from the looks of it, it's not going to get solved. Um, what you think? What you got on the game?
And we said this shit when we was talking about that Georgia Tech game. We was like, this motherfucker can't coach, because that's where you really got to start. Yeah, you could say this, you could say that. Shit reminds me of Belly when Ox looking at the TV pissed off, and I putting my money on them to disappoint me. Well, you like Jamaica out here right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, he a fuck up. And I feel like no matter what said, because I see certain fans optimistic. You know, guys, we went 5-7. Now we're just gonna go 7-5. It's gonna be no, you fucking idiots. This is what he did at Oregon. This shit ain't getting better. It's over. Okay? You don't need to make no excuses for no incompetent coaching, right? Because we can talk about some good things of the game, which I'm like, damn. But the same receiver stepped up. The same people who didn't step up. But when it get down to it, like as we were discussing off screen, you know what? You had a lead, right? You had a lead. You did have certain things, but you continually get out coached. But why? Because Mac Brown always been a good coach. Okay, Mac Brown, sit down, make adjustments. Mario, don't do shit. This was the game plan too, by the way. Same vanilla ass offense, right? I'm looking at them and I'm like, well, damn, them boys can tackle. Let's look at my team. They missed this tackle. They're gonna miss that tackle. They're gonna beat. Okay, you getting beat. So we don't got to. Well, let's get adjustments out of the way. We know Mario don't make adjustments. If the coaches don't make the adjustments, which I mean, these two dudes are cool, but like I used to tell you about Red Lashley. Red Lashley has to make adjustments. He know we ain't got no running game. Wheel route, I done seen it. But I'm like, no adjustments by any coach. And then I think we really kind of saw our assistant coaches are good, but they're not great. And they're a little bit better. But remember now, Mario just cleaned the staff, right? You just fired all the coaches, and you got you some new coaches. So you might have a little bit of a better record, but it's the same formula. So for me, we could break down the ins and outs of the game, but it's like, this is Oregon all over again. Why are people being optimistic? Are they being optimistic because Are they being optimistic just because they feel like, at the end of the day, things may get a little bit better, or, or not. But I'm like, nah, they're not going to get better. When it gets down to it this is exactly what happened at Oregon. And we're going to sit through this. It's going to be game by game. Y'all going to say the same thing. You're going to wait. And like I said, I personally ain't for it. Like, you want me, I can tell you right now, you're going to lose the Clemson. We're going to lose the Clemson. This is how we're going to lose. We're going to lose in those faces, and we're going to get out coached. Listen, I wouldn't be surprised amongst other coaches that if it's a known fact that you can beat Mario. He is the laughing stock of other coaches. You know what I'm saying? And so we can look at the when and the why, but overall, he don't have a plan. He's not going to have a plan. No matter what assistant coaches that he gets, he doesn't have the temperament to do this. And really, the fans are the people who are going to pay the most, the players and the fans, because Like you said, I'm looking at this man like, oh, TVD threw 4 picks. Man, this man took more hits than what I ever seen him take. So you know what? At the end of the day, he's rushing the ball, he throwing behind. I'm seeing the hits that he's taking, and he's being a soldier about it. But it's like, come on, man, that ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like that ain't gonna get it. That ain't gonna get it.
I mean, when you look at even start looking at the stats, like I say for the passers by, TVD threw for 391 yards. He had four. He threw for 4 touchdowns. Um, yeah, he threw for 4 touchdowns and he had 2 picks. If you're just looking at it, you're just saying like, oh, TVD had a really good game. Um, but you look at the rushing numbers, we only had 91 yards rushing. So it's just like, okay, I guess our rushing game couldn't get off the ground. So now we're throwing. But what's happening is they're not putting TVD in the situations. This was it. Go back to coaching. I'm thinking that Shannon Dawson is going to bring some of that air raid offense that we've been hearing about, to Miami, and this is going to get back into TVD's more like into his bag where he's comfortable at. But the air raid works because you get a lot of short passes. You're mixing up the play calling. You're mixing up the looks. Every time I watch the game, I said we're lining up with 3 receivers, a tight end, in shotgun with one running back. That's it. They're not putting 2 receivers back there. They're not lining tight ends up in the backfield. They're not shifting the formation. It's the same formation every play. They're not doing anything to give the defense different looks. They're not running any scheme to mix it up. So the defense basically, after they see the formations a couple times, they're like, all right, we already know what we're gonna do. We're gonna play zone. We're gonna keep everything in front of us. He's not, and TVD is not going through 2 and 3 reads. He's going to one read, second at the most, and if it comes down to it, he's going to Restrepo. Now, this is
Yeah,
one thing I
because they're
say about
rushing him a lot
Restrepo.
too, though. They were able to get to him quicker, so he got tired of taking hits. So he wants to get the ball out quicker because the coach is not putting him in a situation. I think even his rush decision making is because, bro, he's taking hits. They're rushing 3 and getting pressure. You
They're
rushing
rushing
3,
three
you
and
don't
get
even.
they're rushing three and get pressure. But this is the problem because people are going to talk about. And I've been seeing people talk about he's forcing it to Restrepo. He's not forcing it to Restrepo. I think the play calling gives him the lack of options, and when he's in a jam, he goes to Restrepo because Restrepo catches the ball. Restrepo catches the ball, and Restrepo, when you need a 3rd and 8, Restrepo actually runs 8 or 9 yards to catch the ball instead of running 6 yards or 5 yards to catch the ball. So Restrepo is going to keep the chains moving. Restrepo is the player that you need. Restrepo actually is great at what he does. The problem is they're relying on Restrepo only. You got Jacoby George, who he catches 2 or 3 balls a game that are just like these are great catches. He looks like a great receiver, but they don't go back to him. They're not mixing up how they're getting him the ball. Kobe Young, they go to him for a couple jump balls a game and a couple wide receiver screens a game. That's all you're getting out of it. But I'm just like, okay, so why aren't you doing 5 receiver sets? Put Ray Joseph out there. We know Brashard Smith is a game breaker. Why aren't you running jet sweeps? Why aren't you running double reverses, fake double reverses, reverses? Why aren't we doing stuff to mix it up? Why aren't we throwing tight end screens? Why aren't we throwing tight end bubble screens?
Why is
What?
Ray Joseph out there on punt returns burning a red shirt if you're not even gonna fucking use him?
You're not going to use them. Why is Brashard Smith not lining up in the backfield sometimes? Why? It's just like you see all these other teams get creative with their play calling, their formations, and you see in the same formation every time. The defense don't even got to adjust. The defense lines up, and when you start shifting players around, they got to start shifting. And hopefully, you're getting something where somebody's unbalanced where somebody is mixed up, they're unbalanced. So now you got 2 defenders on 3 receivers, or you got 2 DBs on 2 receivers and a linebacker trying to cover a receiver. So now you got mismatches, or you got tight ends that are in mismatches now because you shifted the formation to where now you got mismatches. TVD can make a quick read. He don't have to go through standing back there Now he's like, and once you get uncomfortable, you know what? You're gonna go to your safety. You're gonna go to your safety net, and his safety valve is Restrepo. The thing that I can't, when people keep talking about, he goes, Restrepo don't drop the ball. He don't. He catches everything. So how can I be mad about somebody who catches the ball when you need a big play, when you need somebody to help the quarterback out? He does that. So I can't be mad at Restrepo at all. And I can't be mad at TVD because the play calling is limiting what he's going to do
Same
to
three
where he knows
receiver
that.
bunch formation. And the only
Same.
reason it works sometimes is because of North Carolina's busted coverage. It ain't like it's
That's it.
raw. And TVD has to rush the passes. So I actually seen Jacoby George make acrobatic catches that's
Yes.
fucking behind him, because it's just like, well, shit, TVD got to rush the pass because TVD don't want to get hit no more. He done got a little taste of getting the motherfucking helmet. That
Yep.
touchdown, his I think it was his first touchdown or second. Man, that boy put his helmet in his goddamn chest. Now he got the touchdown, but it was like, bro, this man taking shots to the rib like this shit don't sound conducive.
Well, and this is why Henry Parrish plays, because Henry Parrish actually knows the blocking scheme. He's gonna throw his helmet in there and try to block. I think that was where AJ Allen was back there and he got ran through.
Mm,
He getting run through in the blocking scheme. That boy cannot block at all. I don't see Don Chaney back there blocking either. And John Chaney's a little bit bigger. But
yeah.
TVD, like you say, he doesn't want to get hit, so you're gonna start rushing the throws. Now, when TVD has a clean pocket, that boy drops dimes. Every pass, even the touchdown to Restrepo was a great. He had to throw a dart over a linebacker in between the safety, and he got that jump in there exactly where the ball needed to be. The pass to Jacoby George, perfect. The pass to Brashard Smith for the touchdown, drop that bitch in the bread basket. But when that boy
You know
start
what
getting,
this shit starting to you know what this shit starting to look like with TVD? Justin Herbert overthrowing shit. Just like, damn, I thought this dude was a first round talent. Get to the NFL with real coordinators, looks fucking great.
yeah,
Okay, so I'm just looking
he got
like,
the
bro,
arm
you are
talent.
ruining. Go ahead.
He got the arm talent. The arm talent is there. He can make every throw. It ain't a throw he can't make. And it ain't about that. I'm looking at the play calling. The play calling, the formations is so vanilla. I think any defense at a certain point in time is just like, all right, we know you got tight ends. We got 4 tight ends, big time tight ends, and them boys ain't getting not a single. Them boys not even getting targets. At a certain point in time, you know, all right, I don't have to use a safety or a linebacker for a tight end. I can use them in coverage, or I can send them boys up the gut. Because the tight ends are not going out into the pass play. Look, they're staying into to block, or they're not getting passes at all. Not at
I
all.
remember when the offensive coordinator said, I got a big plan. I'm like, well, this was the game for the big plan. Like you said, no jet sweeps. Like, we're watching other teams. Like, we have weapons. Like you said, when I take a look at Washington, and I don't want to compare, but we got to look like, look, we got the receivers, we got fast players. We could be, you know what I'm saying? We could really be mixing it up, having, you know what I'm saying? Like, if the defense is like, listen, give me one side of the ball that's going to be consistent. And I think even with Texas A&M, it was like, okay, the offense just could not be stopped. But we're really seeing like, look, that was really just because it was the beginning of the season. Texas A&M, you know what I'm saying? They couldn't really get a read on us. I feel like if we played them again, they beat us soundly because, like you said, vanilla offense. Same thing with the defense. Defense just, man, it's there's no special plan for Tez Walker. Like, we knew Tez Walker was going to come in this motherfucking game. We knew he was raw. You know what I'm saying? They got to hold the jersey. They're not doubling him. They're not doing this. They're not doing that. It's just like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, we could break this shit down, but we're gonna be breaking down the same things: missed tackle, bad angle on the tackle. I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Then you look at North Carolina. I'm like, well, why? I watched Henry Parrish get taken down on a man coverage by, I think it was a linebacker, took him down, called him a tackling machine, and I'm like, yo, y'all actually which. Like you said, Drake Bay didn't have a field day, but that defense could have had a chance to show itself to be elite. They could have really stopped them a lot. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at the coaching, the defensive, you know what I'm saying, coordinator, he catch a flag on the field. There was another one where they didn't score off of it, but one of the players got the John. He got an unsportsmanlike conduct. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, It's a failure of the coaching staff. And like I said, this is Oregon all over again. And so I, for one, just looking at this whole shit like, look, man, you're gonna lose to Clemson. What is that? That'll be 3 losses. Maybe, oh, you're gonna Florida State, so that's 4 losses. So you go 8-4. Mario's always gonna do enough to save his job. He's gonna hit you with the same speech, right? But I think ultimately, like, look, man, this is really what it is. So if you a U fan, you want to make excuses, cool. But you know what I'm saying? Like, we're Florida State is about to be raw, and they could very well be in title contention. Listen, Florida State could fuck around and win out this year and get a national title and play for it.
That's how it's looking. I guess the thing is like the players is one thing, but coaching because the players are gonna rotate in and out every few years. You're gonna have new players in, your new recruits, my recruits, and all that. But the coaching is gonna stay the same. The coaching, is the thing that's gonna be the constant. So when you get a certain coaching culture, ain't nothing like it doesn't matter what players you put in because the coaching culture is the same. And like with the defense, your defense was, the number two rush defense. You give up 198 rushing yards. You're missing tackles. You're out of the gaps. Your linebackers are making no plays. Your defensive line, which is your strong suit, your strong point on your defense, they're not making any tackles. They're not getting any push. They ended up having, I want to say they ended up having 5 sacks. Yeah, they ended up having 5 sacks, but those sacks like they didn't mean nothing. It was just like they got some sacks here. They didn't. It's like they didn't affect the game because whenever your quarterback only goes 50%, he's basically not having a good game at all. So he's just like, all right, now you should be shutting down the run, and you give up 6 yards a carry. I mean, your defense is just getting
Hey,
bad.
don't you love that for a new scheme from Mac Brown? I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna start running it on them. They're not gonna expect that, and I think I can run a
But the thing
physical
is,
runner.
nobody's getting push up front. You're not getting in the backfield. When you're getting in the backfield, you're getting out of position. So now it's just like you're getting too wide. It's the same thing. You're getting too wide. You're getting too far upfield. So now the running gaps is open. Your linebackers ain't no hitters. I'm sorry, but Maui Noga, Cloud, Flag, the boys was missing tackles, and they were just out of position. So they weren't even just missing tackles. They were just not at the right angles to make tackles. And now you're relying on Cam Kitchens and James Williams. Cam Kitchens is your All American. This is the person who's supposed to be like the leader on the defense. He missing tackles. He taking bad angles. James Williams missing tackles, making bad angles. Can't run nobody down. It's just like the defense just look all. It's just like, man, this is when at a certain point you gotta look at the coaching. How are these players just not motivated to like do the simple? This is the only thing I've been talking the whole season is keep the fundamentals. Same fundamentals tackling. Now we had seen it. We was just like, oh, it got better, but it had got better against lesser competition. Now you're playing better competition and you're more of a dogfight. Because let me tell you about Texas A&M. Texas A&M ain't that good. Them boys ain't that good. They can't do a lot of scoring themselves. They won. They won their game against Tennessee. Or they didn't. Whatever. They only scored like 10 or 14 points. Them boys can't score. Them boys can't put up no points. So it's just like take that hat we hanging on Texas A&M. We need to take that off because Texas A&M ain't good. Not a good team. So we got Texas A&M. We got Bethune Cookman. We got Miami of Ohio. And who else did we beat? That was
Temple.
Temple. So 4 teams that are all bad teams. We played Georgia Tech, which is not a good team. Georgia Tech is not a good team by any means. We couldn't do nothing against them. Had a terrible game offensively. Defense stepped up though. It's one thing I say. And then we play a team that has now we're playing somebody who got a dynamic offense that's not just one dimensional, and they got a serviceable defense. Because the defense ain't great. The defense can be got, but a serviceable defense. But you got better coaching, and once again, our defensive scheme. I'm sorry, I love Jaden Davis. Boy, you was getting Tez Walker came out there and served it to y'all boys. How the boy got out there have 5 catches and 3 of them was touchdowns?
And you know
They,
what they're
they
gonna do. You know they're going to him. So we're gonna double him and force somebody else. Nope.
going same thing, going for interceptions. When listen, if you're beat, they even say sometimes if you're beat, tackle them. Say that don't allow the touchdown. You're going for interceptions, missing it.
Why is one of the safeties not automatically? Oh, Tez in the game. You gonna play under? I already got a safety back there, so he's
You know
double
what's
covered.
happening? Because our safeties are biting on everything. Cam biting on anything. Double moves, anything. Cam biting. James Williams, double moves, they're biting. And when they go to biting, everybody it's like coaches watch film on player tendencies. Once they start, they're gonna test that tendency. And once they see that shit start showing up in the game, oh, they're going back to it. They're going back to
But
it.
that's just because y'all didn't have no game plan. Somebody stays home on Tez Walker. You got somebody underneath. If Jaden gets beat, he gets beat by a little bit. You already, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, man, you're supposed to be a smart safety. The game, but I can't put it on the players because I'm like, if you were the defensive coordinator, we already letting you know somebody staying home. They like long passes. They like Tez. Make somebody else beat us. Make somebody else beat us. There
I
should
think
never be 1-on-1.
it should
1-on-1. What are we
be.
playing? You're playing zone? How are you playing zone when it looked like man when you getting beat?
Yeah, you can't be in a two deep. You playing a cover two, which is typically is to keep players in front of you and they're getting behind you on a cover two, and that just means your deep part of your back end of your defense, they're just not fundamental. They're trying to read the quarterback eyes. They're trying to jump routes when you really should just be playing in your area. The boys not playing in their area. They're out of, but also you got to give it to Mac Brown. You got to give it to him. Tez Walker, like we all been hearing his name, Tez Walker, Tez Walker, Tez Walker. So he's somebody, and he's somebody they should be looking for to be included in the offense somewhere. They got right to that man right away. They say we going to him. This is our playmaker. We going to him. Y'all gonna have to figure out who he is. Y'all gonna have to figure out if he's somebody who's a speedster, if he's gonna be a person who high points the ball and you gotta throw him fades. Y'all gonna have to figure out what we do with him. And Miami couldn't figure it out. He beating them deep. He beating them on deep crosses. He beating them on posts. He beating them on go routes. They running in and rounds for him. And I'm just like, why we can't do that? Why we can't take a player, feature him in the offense, and make the defense figure out how to defend him? We couldn't figure out how to defend the player. We hadn't even seen him before. He hadn't played any games, not for North Carolina. So we can't say that, oh, he's this type of player, that type of player, or we're gonna have to figure out. But all right, we don't know, but we know that he's somebody, so we should have something. And once he started torching them, all right, we gotta make adjustments. No adjustments on offense, no adjustments on defense, and then you start seeing towards like the middle of the third quarter when them boys started like they scored 21 points in the third quarter. You started seeing them where the defense just started laying down. Them boys were just getting pushed down the field. Defensive line just getting dominated. Offensive line, which was supposed to be our strong suit, I was praising them boys. I was praising Cohen. I was praising Maui Noga. I was praising the whole offensive line. Lee, like them boys are supposed to be out there doing their thing. Cooper, but like offensive line, like them boys are getting beat left and right. They're whiffing at defensive ends. They're whiffing at linebackers. I'm just like, come on, y'all. Like to me, that's when the mental toughness, because this is supposed to be our stronger suits. When those parts of the team are looking bad, this is where like the coaches is they not there. They're not there. The coaching ain't there to have them boys locked in. Like stay locked in. Like we know it's tough right now. We know we ain't going to be in the dogfight. They was up 17-14 going to halftime. They actually should have been up 21-10 at halftime because Henry Parrish fumbled into the end zone. So they could have actually been up. But all right, but you're going to halftime up. Hey, y'all stay locked in. We know North Carolina, they're at home. They're going to come out. They're going to play better. Stay locked in. Stay locked
But
in.
no
Stay
halftime adjustments
fundamental.
though. We don't
No
do
halftime.
anything different. You come out and do the same thing.
Same thing.
If you would have had a halftime adjustments, we got more end arounds. Now they don't know what to cover. Now they playing tight ends. Now you see what I'm saying? If anything, it's going to be about it's going to be like the Oregon game. You score, we score. You score, we score. Who gets the critical stop? Once UM defense is not going to be there, that's the only key that we had. That's what we even thought was like, okay, you know what? That's going to keep you in the game. But you got your run. So we done had back-to-back fumbles and back-to-back games. You know what I'm saying? Like at critical points.
Yeah,
Not to mention undisciplined play. Like it's just, once again, like I already said, I'm like, look, this is how they practice, and this is who they are. It's not gonna get better. It's not gonna get better. And these are the same things about Mario's team. So I hate to hit you with the generalized things, but this is what we're gonna come to expect every motherfucking game for the next. Let me see. This is the second year, so we 8 more years in. So
but they go keep saying we got the recruiting class. We got this recruiting.
yep, we got
Like,
this.
you keep hearing these names. I'm not gonna
Mhm.
front. You start hearing all these names. I've been hearing like, oh,
Nah.
we got Ray Joseph. Okay, we got Ruben Bain. Okay, we got Leonard Taylor. Okay, oh we got the transfer portal. Oh, Jaden
Nope.
Davis. Okay, James Williams, 6'5", 210, Rangy say,
Listen,
okay.
I'm gonna tell you what we're gonna start doing. What we're gonna start doing is we're gonna start breaking down Mario's big games that he lost at Oregon, and right before the big game at Clemson, I'm gonna let's break down how we're gonna lose and what areas we're gonna lose. Because it's like y'all keep thinking it's gonna go like this. No, because at this point we can tell you what's gonna happen. We can tell you what's gonna happen, and it's gonna go like that. If anything, he can surprise us and lose a heartbreaker. But you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose.
Yeah, yeah.
And if anything, you can't even guarantee him to beat the teams he's supposed to beat.
That's the thing. That's the problem. Like the teams that we're supposed to beat, yeah, we're not going to beat, or we're going to be in a dog fight with them, and we shouldn't be in a dog fight with certain teams. Um, and part of that should be like we just have better talent. Our athletes are better, but part of it should be like our coaching. We should be able to outcoach. But this is, I'm not exact. Gidry came from Marshall. Like I said, our defense was number 2 against the run in the nation, but that's against lesser competition. So I
And your
can't.
coaches are gonna coach down because your head coach is not good. Who gets better under a coach that's not good? You got to
Yeah,
do what your coach say. You're gonna follow his game plan. He's gonna approve it. So no. These coaches are gonna get worse. The team is gonna get worse.
and
And that's
honestly, I
good,
can see TVD on another team playing way better.
of
I can
course.
just see him in a different offensive scheme playing way better, playing to his strong suit. I was looking at the FS game. Jordan Travis, he's not a stand in the pocket. Even when I was watching Bo Nix and Michael Penix, Penix is a stand in the pocket quarterback, but because he stands in the pocket, they have to run schemes to make sure he doesn't get hit. Now, this is what we see with Shador. Shador has the ability to get out of the pocket, but he doesn't, and he drifts back. When you drift back, it's harder to throw the ball, especially you're throwing it across the field. And when you drift back, you give like the opportunity to defense chances to get towards you. So like your quarterback's tendencies, so you have to scheme towards TVD. They did it against I think Miami, Ohio, where a couple times they're doing the zone read and he pulled it and he ran. Nobody's expecting him to run. He don't want to get hit, but it's like you gotta do stuff. All right, so he you don't want him to run. What can you do to offset that? Are we throwing, like I said, we're throwing tight end screens. We're getting the ball out of his hand extremely quick. If we need 5 yards, are we throwing the quick this Restrepo? He gets the 5 yard catch. All right, we'll take that because that's like a 5 yard running play. What are we doing to where TVD is getting the ball out of his hand, is making the defense guess to where, all right, this is his strong suit. If you give him a 5 step drop and you give Jacoby George out there or Kobe Young out there 1-on-1, even Brashard Smith, because Brashard Smith is a burner. I said, okay, I like to see him. But Ray Joseph, we keep seeing his name. That boy ain't touching the ball. I know we got other receivers. I ain't seen Michael Redding. Yeah, we know that name. That boy been there for you. That boy ain't touching the field. Um, why are they on the field? You're not playing to your quarterback strengths. Well, we said this. We was talking about Bama and their quarterback situation. I started seeing them. I was just like, listen, their quarterback, he's good for the deep ball and he's a runner. You know what they're doing? The deep ball and he's running. Saban done made adjustments. So now they're playing towards his strengths. So I'm just like, is Miami going to play? Because people keep talking about like bench TVD. See what Ja'Cory Brown could do, see what
What?
Anthony Williams could do. Oh yeah, they're talking about TVD need to be benched. I'm not. I don't think TVD need to be benched. I think
Bruh.
play
What
calling needs to
crack are they smoking? Justin Herbert was not as good as he was at Oregon. Do you bench Justin Herbert? Your goddamn coach need to be benched. That's who need to be benched. Man, our fans are stupid. And here's the thing about them. They're the only ones that know what they're talking about are the old school fans that really know football. The rest of them, y'all don't know nothing. You really didn't see the fact that Justin Herbert was not that good at Oregon. He used to not play big. Now he gets in the NFL and he's damn near elite, top 10 passers every damn year that he's been there. You don't see that? You think that's by accident?
be.
This is who Mario Cristobal is. You're gonna have problems in every department, and it's not gonna get better. So it doesn't matter who we get. It doesn't matter who you recruit. And like I said, what we want to do is next game, because they're going to lose against Clemson. You're going to lose against Florida State. Let's show you all the areas that we're going to lose. You know what I'm saying? We just show the tape. All we got to do is use the tape we got now. We're going to use this game, and we're going to show you how you're going to get beat by Clemson. We're going to show you how you're going to get beat by Florida State. We're going to show you how you're probably going to get beat by Louisville. And that's just what it is.
Yeah,
7-5 at best. 7-5 at best. Maybe 8-4, but nah, you're going to do what you practice. This is what you practice.
yeah, and them
No,
games,
no new schemes. No new schemes.
and them
Yes,
games against Virginia and North Carolina State, them ain't automatic
yeah,
wins.
North Carolina State gonna be a closer game than what it's supposed to be, and we could possibly lose. At this point, I want Miami to lose. I ain't gonna lie. Go ahead and go 7-6 again. You just went 5-7.
I mean, we can mess around and have another 5 and 7 year.
I'll take that because that's the only way you guys are gonna stop drinking the Kool-Aid. Stop drinking
I
it.
ain't
It's
gonna
bad
front. I
for
ain't
you.
gonna front. I wasn't on the Mario train, but what I was seeing, I was just like, okay, maybe he's doing the things that he needed to do. He got some coordinators. All right. He I ain't gonna front. Their recruiting classes have been like way better. So I'm just like, all right, let's see what happens. He's doing the things that look like they need to be done to change kind of like the trajectory of the program. All right, now but nah, man.
You're just gonna get good. Listen, Oregon, you're gonna get good players. You're gonna be able to talk. You're gonna win a couple of big games, and you're gonna lose a lot of the ones that you shouldn't. And
At
then you're
least
gonna
get them
lose the
boys,
ones you're supposed
and
to.
get them boys to the league. Get them if they're gonna come, get them boys to the league. Long as the boys get to the league, I'm just like, if that's what they're gonna come for, then get them boys to the league. And I'm just like, if this is my thing. If you're just gonna lose, like this is gonna be a losing season, you ain't got a chance. Fuck it. Hey, we finna open the playbook all the way up. Next game
That
we
don't
gonna go
sound
out
like
there.
Mario. That's not who Mario is. He's gonna do it his way, and he's
That's what
gonna come and tell you some bullshit.
that's one thing I would say about Rhett Lashley. It'd be some games you be like, hey boy, that boy just out here. He done opened that playbook up, boy.
Straight
We
up.
we bombing every play. We doing all types of and I'm just like, they said, fuck the run. We just gonna abandon the run altogether. Rhett Lashley be like, look, I'm finna every like cool looking play that I got, we gonna try it. We gonna try it.
Ain't
But
SMU in the ACC?
they will be next year.
Oh, we gonna get beat by Rhett Lashley too.
Yeah.
He gonna open up the playbook. Yeah, we gonna get beat. Hurry up offense. Yeah, they're not gonna be able to get lined up right. They can't get lined up right now. So look, man, look. I'm just all year long. I'm dog. Trust. I feel like I'm gonna have clips of Mario's losses at Oregon. Show the clips of him getting whooped, and just be like, look, this is what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Great talent, but look, man, they gonna go to the league and they gonna do better in the league because they gonna have real coaches. This man is not a real coach. It's not a real coach. It's not a real coach.
Well, what can you say? What can you say? I mean, I guess we in for the ride for the next however many years anyway.
Yeah, I like I said, I'm gonna have my other team, and I'd rather go with their bumps and bruises until they get better than ride with Mario. Because with Mario, he gonna lose the same way. He don't want to learn. He don't got to. He got too much money, so no. And I think it's a disservice. So
I don't know, man. A couple 5 and 7 seasons, they might need to holler at that buyout.
they ain't gonna do it. UM has never been a big spender. This is the first time they spent. They finna be cheap all the way to the bank. They gonna sit on it. They gonna sit on it. It's a wrap. Listen, he ain't going nowhere till at least 2027.
Well, Clemson next week. Clemson next
Loss.
week. You know.
All I have is analysis about how we gonna lose and show you the breakdown. That's it.
Well, shit. We're going. You know, we say we're gonna get to you raw.
That's just what
Man,
it is, man.
you
That's
can't
what it is.
sugarcoat shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's looking real shitty out there right now. But so shit. That's I think that's it about the youth. They should play a partners. It is what it is. It's gonna go down. How it's gonna go down. I guess we got 10 more. 8 more years of this.
On
But they should play a partners from the bottom of the map,
the bottom of the map,
and we gone.
we gone.